Welcome back to Bad Drawing for Adults, also known as Learning Kanji. The one we're going to do today is all numbers. First number is 1. Looks like a straight line. It's number 1 like a Roman numeral 1, but this one's side to side, left to right. Thank you, Chinese. This makes sense. Number 2, 2 lines, one above the other. Notice the top line is shorter. Notice we're going left to right as we're writing these characters. Number 3, we have 3 lines. Now notice we have a top line, a middle line, a bottom line.
You're supposed to do the top line at a certain length, the middle line a little shorter, and the bottom line longer than all 3.
10 is just 2 sticks laying across each other. You will always see this. If you ever see it by itself, it always means 10. However, when we put it on the side or on the top or put it all around some kanji somewhere else, we're going to use the idea of this is a needle. Okay, let's talk about 4. How do we do the number 4? We are going to talk about this thing called walking legs. Okay, everywhere you see this is walking legs. It'll show up all throughout other kanji. But in this case, we're going to take our walking legs and we're going to stick them inside a mouth. Remember mouth? We just learned a little while ago. And notice how I drew that. The left side goes top to bottom. Then we go over and down, and then the bottom gets filled in. This is going to be a standard practice anytime you're doing kanji. You're going to go left to right, top to bottom. Things that go over and down often become one stroke. Everything else becomes a separate stroke. Here in the mouth of this, for whatever reason, this person wanted 4 legs. So instead of just growing them, they just stuck another pair of walking legs inside that orifice. 5 is great because 5 is all about me, myself, and I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open points on the end. But more importantly, this is talking about the 5 senses. If you have your sight, sound, hearing, touch, and taste. These 5 senses define who you are as a person. So you will see other places where this number 5 comes up in words talking about myself. You, that's the person inside of you. So it looks like a really hard chair you might want to sit on with a nice awning over the top of it. That's a great way to remember you taking care of yourself. 8 is like this. It's like a little mountain with a gap in the middle. Notice the left side a little shorter than the right side. It's not exactly perfectly half and half. That left side is just a little bit longer. Now this is a great way to talk about Japanese culture. See, 8 is the perfect number, the perfect balance. Just like our number 8, that is 2 circles, and on its side becomes infinity. In Japanese, 8 symbolizes complete. It's everything that's there. Now, if you think about counting on your fingers with your thumb, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go back again, 5, 6, 7, 8. With one hand and using the thumb as the counter, you have 8. That's the perfect balanced number. If you're doing yoga, you will count to 8 when you're doing your deep breath exercise. We have 8. Why did I go to 8 next? Isn't that weird? Well, 8 looks a little bit like these little animal legs that we get. And if you take those little animal legs right there, these are the ones that are perfectly balanced, and we give it a top hat, well, now we have the number 6. And what's weird is this 6 is also like a picnic table, but there's no connection here. That's why it's like a clown hat. This guy's got this big top hat, little animal legs. So I picture a bunch of ants running around with the number 6. Exactly 6 of them with their top hat and their little tiny legs. This is the number 6. 7. This is a bit gruesome. If you picture the 7 brothers, if you remember from the story in China, the 7 brothers, they didn't do so well. They kind of died. Now in this story, 7 is a slicing motion. Notice I go left to right and then cut right through it. This is the 7 that's being chopped up. Ouch. So this is a cutting motion. 7, lucky 7. 7 is a lucky number in Japan, but it also means to cut. And you'll see that later in some other kanji where we're cutting things up with our 7. That's our 7. And now we're going to do the number 9. How many people on the baseball team? There are 9 out in the field. And so we are going to take them and give them a cool, relaxing seat. Notice when we had 5, we had the nice sun cover, hard seat, squared off. Now, this one is completely different. We are coming over with a little foot kick up here. Okay, kick up your feet out in the field. This is very important when you're out in your baseball field of 9 because you don't want this with your feet turned in. That's power. We don't want power right now. We are just talking about these relaxing baseball team players. All 9 of them out in the field. That's 9. So what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you for joining us for the numbers 1 through 10. See you next time.